biggest issues I see in business is accountability. I hear this from leaders all the time. No one's accountable. No one does what they say they're going to do. I tell them to do this and they don't do it. That's accountability. Got a great tool to begin to attack the problem of accountability. It's called the Core Functions Optimizing Accountability Worksheet. It used to be called the Functional Accountability Worksheet. Basically what we do is we list down here every essential function within a company, all the way down. You could have head of operations down here for business units, all the way down. What I don't have on here that I'd like to see on here is client or customer success. Okay, next, fill in the name. Who is accountable within the company for that function? So 3 problems we see many times. One is one person has their name in too many boxes. Frequently that's the head of the company or CEO, especially in smaller entrepreneurial organizations. The other problem is having more than one name in a box. Can't have that. Singular person. If 2 people are accountable for it, no one's accountable for it. I didn't do it. I thought that was your job. No, that was your job. It happens far too often. Or having nobody in it. Oh, I don't know. We don't have HR. Who's in charge of hiring people? You need one person. Then accountability is count. It's right there in the word, count it. How do you track the accountability and hold people accountable? It's having KPIs or metrics. I submit you should have at least 2, a leading, which predicts what's going to happen, and a lagging, which tells us what already happened. For instance, sales, we have Pat in our box for sales. A lagging KPI, right, measure sales is, did you hit your number, revenue goal? If I don't hit my revenue goal, or Pat doesn't hit their revenue goal, we don't know until the end of the year, or until the end of the quarter, or the end of the month. By then it's too late, you can't go back and sell more. So you come up with predictive measures, leading KPIs. So let's say in this instance, it's number of meetings. We know that if we convert, if we have 100 meetings, 10 of those convert to a contract, which equals revenue. You want to double your revenue, you want to double your sales, you either need to double the meetings, or you need to double the close ratio on the number of meetings to revenue, okay? All the way down through the organization. Leading KPI, lagging KPI. Profit loss or balance sheet line item is another important KPI that you want to have everybody in your organization watching that, not just the person responsible for finance. If I'm the sales leader, I should be responsible for the sales budget. So I have that there. So again, I'm the person counting that. I'm the sales leader. I'm counting this. The leader of the company, the other members of the leadership team, we're watching these numbers as well. We're reporting to each other on the accountability. We should have a dashboard. It should be reviewed in our weekly huddle, certainly in our monthly management meeting. How are we doing? It's very simple to have a stoplight system of on track, green, a little off, yellow, what do we do? Red, that's a problem. So talk about problems, accountability. The leaders and peers need to hold each other equally accountable. One thing, firm and fair. If someone's not hitting their numbers, if they're not hitting their accountabilities, then you need to take action on that. They'll know it before you do because they're seeing their numbers. If I'm Pat and I'm not hitting my team isn't hitting my meetings, not hitting my revenue, I know it before the head of the company knows it, right? Conversely, if I'm hitting my numbers, we need to celebrate that. You need to make a big deal out of that because we're doing a good job. And then again, if I'm Pat and I'm hitting my meetings, my team's hitting my meetings daily, weekly, monthly, hitting my revenue number, I know that I'm safe and secure. I know that I'm doing well at my job. Next year we can talk about how do we convert that? How do we make this higher? Now that we have a tracking, we have a base system, we understand the relationship between our leading and lagging KPIs and between each one of the functions. So marketing, for example, maybe these meetings become because of lagging KPI from marketing, they're qualified leads. So this all works in conjunction along the system. And then once we identify them, we know what they are, we can then work on how do we improve them. How do we improve our closing ratio? How do we improve our cost savings on the budget? How do we get cost per salesperson? Once you start tracking it, then you can start improving it, and only then. Another big mistake I see is heads of companies or leaders who complain that their people aren't being held accountable, there's no accountability in their company, and I tell them, are you very simply stating what you say you're going to do, and then do it, and then report back that you did it? The answer is almost always no. Accountability starts at the top. If you're not holding people accountable, if you tell people, here's how you're being measured, if you tell them you're going to hold them accountable, and you don't, then everything's a lie. That's creating a culture of inaccountability. So here's a challenge for you. If you want to create a culture of accountability, use this tool. You can download it, you can get it from our website, contact me, and start filling it out and start using it, start tracking. We have other tools as well. There's a process accountability chart. There's a lot of other ways to set KPIs and metrics. The more those are in place within a company, the more that they're tracked in a very simple fashion, and the more that everyone is held accountable and demonstrating accountability, then you'll have accountability in your company. Thanks for spending the time with me.